to the Golden Bay Community Board meeting for September. I will hand over to Steve for our only karakia and Robert.
Kia ora, karakia teacher. Nā mihi e te wiki o te reo Māori. Whakataki hau ki te uru, whakataki hau ki te tonga. Kia mā kina ki puta, kia mā taratara ki tai. E hi aki ana te atakura, te tiro, te huka, te hauhu, ti hei Māori ora.
Good, Steve, thank you. Okay, so welcome everybody and welcome to Steve and thank you for coming over to the windy Collingwood. And apologies for my little helper for which she can't see you because she should be at school. So.
Oh, okay. She's probably learning.
Yeah, learning something. So welcome everybody. We have an apology today from Councillor Hill, who is unwell. Do we have any, anyone need to leave? All right, I'll move that the apologies be accepted. Can I have a second, please?
Yep.
Great, Henry, thank you. All those in favour? Lovely, thank you. So we'll move into the first item on our agenda, which is our public forum. Today we have Axel speaking via Zoom. Just pop him up, there he is.
Sure.
Hi Axel, how are you?
Good, thank you. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, absolutely.
Rowena is apparently doing my slides for me. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Do I get to see them on the screen as well so that I know that you're keeping up with me? Oh, I see. Here we go. Cool. Kia ora. So I thought I report to you on what's happening with transport resilience in the Bay. Next slide, please. So the objective that I would suggest that we should have is to make State Highway 60 on either side of Takaka more resilient. Next slide, please. The first problem is at Waitapu Splash is during floods. We lose all road access from north of Waitapu Bridge. And the solution that I would suggest is actually quite simple. Install a series of low culverts, put the highway over the top of it, and be good with it. Next slide. At Bridges Hollow, the problem is slightly different. It does flood as well, but the main thing that that happens at Bridges Hollow is that when there's this gap in the old tram line, you know, it's the bridge over the top of it, and when that gap is at capacity, the floodwater that comes from the Takaka River then starts flowing along the highway into Takaka itself. So the solution at this particular location would be to put a large culvert there, put the highway over the top of it. So the large culvert being large enough so that the floodwater never starts running into Takaka itself, but does continue flowing into the Machipipi River. So next slide. Is this going to be expensive to fix? The answer to that is no. So why is NZTA not attending to it? And so I've asked my way through the hierarchy to find out, you know, is this something that's on their radar? Why is it not happening? Long story short, the funding rules that they have are simplistic and they don't take the Takaka situation into account. Next slide. So the funding rules, basically, they look at two criteria. The first one is what's the traffic volume, and our traffic volumes are low. The second criterion is what's the size of the affected population, and again, our population is low. Next slide. So the funding rule shortfalls are quite simply, first, at Waitapu Splash, there is no alternative road. When that road is closed, we lose all access, and the funding rules don't allow for that. So it doesn't really matter that we have low traffic flow and a low affected population it affects everyone and there is no alternative. Second rule shortfall is, again, specific to Waitapu Splash, chances are that when the flooding occurs, the heavy rain also causes a slip along the road somewhere, and that takes out the single fiber optic cable that I talked about last time with it, and we haven't just lost road access, but also all comms from anywhere north of wherever the break in the fiber is. Again, the funding rules don't take that into account, and hopefully we'll get this fixed. But anyway, we won't tell in ZTA that this might get fixed in the short term. So the third funding rule shortfall is that, this is Bridges Hollow, is the insufficient stormwater flow capacity causes flooding in Takaka itself. That's at least according to Duncan McKenzie, who described to me what happens there. And so, again, this is not something that the rules take into account. Next slide. So what should we do? We basically, we need to realize, without us gently pushing, NZTA will never attend to those two problem spots because their rules basically don't cover for that. The staff who I talked to, they are now aware of this. They've worked, this is high level management sitting in Christchurch. So now they are aware of it. And so we need to provide some gentle prodding and put them in the right direction, and ask them to put some money into some longer term budgets, and then they can attend to these things. Waitapu Splash, for example, I was told by a manager further down the food chain, $500,000, and that problem would be sorted. So it's not a biggie really. So we just need to put some gentle pressure on it, and that's all I wanted to say about this. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. So Grant, did you have a question for clarification?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions for clarification. Thank you, Axel, very much for your presentation. I've been living on that side of the splash for 38 years, and I can't actually count how many times I've been stuck on that side, not getting into town. You're a roading engineer. Have you talked also to hydrologists? I mean, I looked at that photo of the flood right across the from the bridge, sort of right across that whole plain. If there's too much water to go through a culvert, where would it go? Would it bank up and end up going over by the River Inn, or how is that going to work? That was my first question.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to answer now, or?
Yeah, if you would.
Okay, good. So obviously this does need input from council's hydrologist, or maybe NZTA employs their own hydrologist. I don't know, but it certainly does need modeling, so that whatever gets built doesn't just shift the problem to somewhere else, and we still have the same problem. So yes, totally agree.
The other question is, apparently you can drive, opening and closing a few gates. You go up to Kotinga, up the one spec, right to the end of the one spec, and you go across. There's some farm tracks that take you across. I think is it Walk Road? Maybe it's not Walk Road, but it is Walk Road. And in the old days, that's what people used to do to avoid getting caught drunk driving, but also to be able to get across the river that way.
Can I just say that doesn't actually help when Bridges Hollow floods, and also it floods at the Kotinga Splash. So you're stuck. It doesn't actually help.
Okay, so that's the double one. And fibre optic cables you talked about, are they on all the bridges? Have we got a problem with all the fibre optic cables on the bridges? You mentioned the fibre optic again. We had problems with the other one up at Binzi's Bridge. Does it mean that we've got potentially large problems with the one across the Waitapu Bridge and any other bridges that they come into the bay with?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most important things that we should address with these measures is that, in terms of Waitapu Splash, that we enable road access so that you can get yourself to the doctor, for example. And even if you have to drive the long way around and go to the health center, you know, via the back roads because say Bridges Hollow hasn't been fixed yet, you know, that's definitely a lot better than being stuck on the other side and not being able to get anywhere. So, you know, if we don't fix all problems at once, to me, that's not the big issue. The big issue is, you know, let's put it on the program. Let's talk to NZTA to get onto it now that we understand that you know, the constraints that they have, because the way the funding rules are written really doesn't account for the specific situations that we are facing there. And you know, let's get some comms going. That's the most important thing as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you very much for your time, Axel. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
So moving on to our declarations of interest. So I have an interest in the item concerning the seed sprays, and
Yeah.
Robert, I believe you do as well.
Yes.
Excellent. So Robert and I will withdraw from that discussion and decision. Can I have someone to confirm the minutes from our last meeting, please?
I can do that.
Great. Moved by Grant, seconded by Robert. All those in favour? Lovely, thank you. No late items, no presentations. Moves us into our reports. So our first report up is our discretionary funding. Now, Ro, did we have anyone to speak to these today? No, we're all good. All right, so there are the two. Takiri Golf Club, wanting some funding to support them with their tree planting, eradication of pines and replanting of natives. And the Nelson Festivals for their play, the conversations that they all put on at the Village Theatre. Has anyone got any comments, opinions?
I think they both look like
With,
worthy causes.
I agree.
It's, good community stuff.
Yes, I'm happy to move that report, both of those.
Great, I'm happy to second it. It's lovely and simple. All those in favour?
Aye.
Lovely, all right. Next decision. Oh, sorry, you telling me you're ready? I'm scrolling down too, so it's good. Good. Fine. What's going on there? Oh, it's the policy. I was like, what is that? Scrolling. Dog control signs in Golden Bay. Now, I believe that Shannon had some information, did he? Saying that it's not. No.
But he did produce reports.
Yes, the reports said that things are moving forward and progressing. So we need, does anyone have any comments, questions? Celia?
I do. So, yeah, this was a list that the list was compiled by Forest and Bird as to where the sign should be placed, just to help them, because it's quite tricky working through the whole bylaw and trying to work out where the signs should go. So that was provided, and I understand that the people who are putting up the signs, which I understand is Dave Bayliss, who's the compliance officer, and
That might make sense.
Sandy Bale, who is also compliance officer, that they are underway, and that they are going to call on the farm manager from Sturgis's farm to bang in a post for them at Pittons Rock, so they can put up a sign there. But I would note that the birds are starting to nest. There'll be nests and they'll be laying eggs soon. So for the dog bylaw to be effective to protect coastal birds, it is important that they get put in place as soon as possible. And I'm confident that that's happening.
He said in the coming weeks, so that feels imminent.
Yeah.
The signs, oh, cool. So the signs here, it's just a matter of now banging them in.
Yes, yeah, then I know that as of a few days ago, there were no signs of Collingwood as yet, so, I think it would be good for the board to, just make the point that the sooner they go up, the better to protect, the nesting birds, and also the godwits are arriving back as well.
I agree.
Just through the chair, is there a possibility of having them photographed in situ so that we could publicise that, so it's really clear for people who,
For the Facebook page and things as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Sorry, through the chair, where would you put the photos?
on the Facebook page.
Oh, I see,
The
yeah.
council Facebook page. But, just so the board all knows, and if we get any inquiries, then we can sort of refer back to it.
So
They
they
go back to Shannon.
go back to Shannon.
We can, it actually through the comms team.
Oh,
So
perfect.
let's
Yeah.
get some photos taken at the time they put up, and then we can get the comms team to, write
Brilliant.
a wee article and get it posted, because
Oh,
that way
fantastic.
it can
Yeah.
go,
And into Newsline as well.
That's the news one too.
Yeah, brilliant.
and then,
Great.
Thank you.
Excellent. And I note that, that future signage updates will continue to involve local community members, which is great to ensure accuracy and relevance. So, I'm happy to move.
Just one more thing that we had discussed at community board, that Henrik's input as well, that the placing of the dogs prohibited sign at Collingwood would be give a space for people to actually go fishing where, just beside the camp there. Yeah, so to protect there will be a sign to protect the Collingwood roost, but it would be good to have a space so that people can go there and fish, and they might have their little dog on a lead or something. So I've passed that on to the staff, to Dave Bayliss, and also to Shannon about that. Leaving that gap
Yeah.
for people to be able to still go down beside the camp and fish with a little, if they have a little dog on a lead.
Any more comments or? I'm happy to move the report be accepted. I have a
I'll
second.
second that, yeah.
Thanks, Celia. All those in favour? Lovely. The financial report, financial summary report. Any questions, comments? Rob, are you happy?
Well, there's a budget in there that I
Yeah.
didn't know about, but anyway,
So we just need someone to move and second that.
I'll move it.
Lovely. Robert, seconder.
I was thinking it.
Henry, all those in favour? Lovely, thank you. Special projects. All right, hi Lynn, thank you for coming over. Like to sit at the table, or would you like to sit there? I'm going to say, all right, what do we got? Should we do the fence first?
We've just got, youth people here too.
Yes,
Yeah.
oh, did I not? No, I didn't, I'm sorry. Sorry. Youth representatives here. Did you want to sit at the table? Pat? No. You're good. No, sorry, you sit here. Let's go, sorry, Hannah, I should have acknowledged you. You're making the effort to be here with your chauffeur, so appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, should we start with the fence?
Okay, through the chair, I think everybody's seen the design and the way forward with this. I've spoken extensively both to Lynn and to the contractor, who has given fairly good detail of how he's going to move forward with it, how it's going to be done. I guess it now just comes back to us okaying that, and then going back to Lynn to it then happening. I believe that's how it works.
How are we feeling about that, Lynn?
It's not so much a reserves project.
Right.
So I was under the impression, Grant, that you were going to actually have it under your control and.
No, I'm happy to have it under my control. I was, maybe I talked to Robert.
Robert,
Robert,
yeah.
Because it's on the edge of his, on the edge of his stuff. And I'm happy to put it, if we okay it today, then I'll go back to our deck and make sure he's got a clear view of how it's going forward.
Yeah, I think he was not concerned either way.
No.
He offered to take the original one down in the first place, ages ago, so I'll just take the old one down.
But if you're happy to lead it, Grant, I think that would be good, and then we just pay the invoice when it's all signed off and everybody's happy with it.
Yeah, and as long as we say it's phase one, because there's been a bit of conversation around having extra bits and pieces in the future. I think we can just call it phase one, and if those other phases happen in the future, then that's okay too. But I want to also take into consideration, I always have taken into consideration, when I first got on the community board, there was 9 years ago, we had a plan to redo Takaka's main street, an upgrade of Takaka's main street. That was due for 2025, 26, I believe. It's disappeared off the last long-term plan. But, I'm always optimistically hopeful that it might come back at some point and we can do a little bit more, we can plant a lot more trees and wherever, I don't know where, but it needs to fit in, the fence needs to fit in with any long-term plan that we have. And I think going forward, what's been offered as a design would actually fit really nicely for the future.
Get through you, Chair.
Yes.
Just as regards the Takaka Main Street plan, I think funding constraints have taken care of that. But I do think it's important for us to not let it drop off completely. Yeah.
Gentle reminder every 3 years.
And if
Yeah.
we, absolutely, if the go-ahead gets given today, Grant, when can the work be completed? Will it be before Christmas?
Before Christmas.
Wow, that would be exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, should we do them one by one or just do them all at the end together?
So I'm happy to move that one.
Okay, I'll do them all at one. Yeah, happy to second. All those in favour?
Aye.
Lovely fence, big old tick. The playground, so we all went out for a little trip, little visit to the playground, visited the site. But I note that there is a hold up with our playground proposal. We're in the process of applying for the resource consent and confirmation of this as being sought. So we're just carrying on.
I was
Waiting.
waiting on the decision of the board, if the board wanted to
Carry.
proceed at that site or not. The consent is all ready to go
Ready to
the minute
go,
we
just
get
needs to be-
the nod.
Okay. Any comments, questions?
Yeah, through you, Chair. Just wondering, is that the amount of funding that we can contribute to it enough?
Not by country mile, no.
Right. So would there be additional?
We have the funding there, or
Right.
what was in last year's annual plan.
Right.
So it does need to get carried over through the annual plan process, so I would expect it would.
Yeah.
So my understanding was that the community board's contribution was for the consent application.
Right, yeah.
I've had it all quoted. It's not cheap, but
Yeah.
it may not go through, but I would expect it would go through. I would be interested if the board had any concerns about that site.
Syria, yeah.
It's sort of a question of elimination really, because Tomatia Point, there is a lot of interest from the Pekawal Residents Association to actually allow that entrance to be used, to be widened a bit for launching in case of emergency, because there's no emergency boat launching in that western part of the bay. So that would, because that's the only other alternative place would be at Tomatia Point, which there's reasons for not having it there, and that's what.
Yeah. Okay. I suspect we wouldn't support boat ramp there either, for the same reasons that we don't support the play equipment going there. It is, you know, the doorstep of a really important bird roosting area. And it is quite a natural environment that is managed as a dune system, intact dune system. So that was our rationale for not putting it at Tomatia Point. So I'm understanding that the board is happy for it to go at the road reserve there.
And we did note the narrowness of the site, and wondered if perhaps we could offset and plant some trees down where those agapanthus are. Potentially as a bigger screen for the neighbours.
Yes. I think though where it's proposed, where I sent to you on the platted ground, it's reasonably well sheltered or screened from that house, but happy to plant.
And I don't think it's going to be a major attraction. Or it'll just be an additional something when the kids get bored of eating sand, they can pop up and have a quick swing. So I'm not envisioning it to be a.
Just through the chair, can I just ask, what was proposed there? Just a swing and a slide?
Yes,
That's pretty much it, and a bench?
Yeah.
Which would be nice.
The Residents Association really want a picnic table right on the edge of the beach.
Yes.
And those toy pampas have been sprayed, so there will be quite a nice view.
Yes.
Given that we're now proposing to bring the play equipment close to the road, I think it would probably be appropriate to have a bench seat there, so parents are quite close.
Yeah.
And just keeping in mind, it's for younger children. It's you know, it's a smaller swing frame and it's a smaller slide, so it's not really designed to attract teenagers.
So two other things then, would there be value in putting a small fence there and a budget within that to actually be a deterrent?
Deterrent for children running to the
road.
road. Yeah, I have thought about that. I think that's probably far enough back.
Yeah.
But we could look at a barrier, but
Even
on
a simple fence like the one at the playground.
playground.
Something like that simple.
Through the chair, I'm just not sure we have the budget for that. Yeah.
Something for the future.
For the chair, if it's not a fence, or I'd recommend as a parent, put the bench set at the bottom,
Across there, yeah.
not the
That's a good
top.
idea.
Yeah, yes.
Because then you can stop the child running off the playground
Yes.
system.
It's a great idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not too engrossed.
My other quick question through the chair is there second-hand playground equipment within the district that we could actually use to bring the budget down a little bit and utilise?
There's none available that I'm aware of.
Right.
I know at East Takaka we used a seesaw that had been in storage. I think there's some wheelie biggy thing at Rabbit Island, but I don't really think it would be suitable for that play area.
Okay. All right, so do we have an agreement as a board that we want to proceed with the playground at the current site?
We're happy to move that, Chair.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Great, all those in favour?
Aye.
Lovely, playground, big tick for you too. And the shade house.
What's that with you?
So we've got our MOU. That's
Yes,
good.
we got our MOU and we were all set, I was all set to push play to build. had the builder there and Duncan there, and then the school informed us that they had to get approval from Ministry for the Environment. So, sorry, Ministry for Education.
Yes.
Come on, you lads.
Close. So we've stalled a little bit, and if if I don't have it signed off by tomorrow, Duncan wants to get soil ordered, and he will get it delivered to the community gardens, and we will do what happened last year, and that they will just be made up at the community gardens. Yeah. So yeah, I guess if the Ministry for Education approves, then we proceed, and I think they will.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they won't, but it's just unfortunate that I
Yeah.
didn't realise that requirement was
I don't think the school did either.
needed.
No. So as said, we were set to go, literally set to go, and I just wrote it all up for the school principal, and then I find this out. So
2 of the 3 isn't too bad.
yeah.
Do you think they'll put conditions, just to the chair, do you think they'll put the Ministry of Education may put conditions on it?
Yes, they have, and there will be like a lease. It has to be managed as a lease, which will just be $10 a year. That's neither here nor there. But they do want us to sign over the shade house to the school.
Even though it's a lease.
So they would own the structure.
How do we feel about that?
No, my gut was no, but what are you going to do?
What's the value of the shade house?
$10,000.
$10,000
It'll
roughly.
probably be 7 or 8, I think, by the time.
So not, yeah.
Through the chair, how that lease, is that like a long-term lease?
It hasn't been clarified.
Right, yeah.
So that would
Because
have to be as well.
If it was a 25-year lease, then it doesn't really matter who owns them. as long
Yeah,
as you've
that's
got
true, as
some,
long as you got
you know, your
some place, yeah.
usage, you know.
Because it'd be terrible if in 2 years' time, I mean, actually, this doesn't work for us, having the volunteers coming onto our property.
So you could,
Minimum of 10 years personally.
Can we do that? though?
I don't know.
And the other, of course, the other thing is that we're going by the grace of a volunteer in the community actually doing this.
yeah.
And if that person decides to step away from it, well, then the school does definitely benefit with it when we show us. Not to say that school shouldn't get.
No, it's not really a bad thing.
No.
But, it just, slightly, so you'd know tomorrow
Didn't need to.
whether the condition, on the conditions and the length of the lease. or,
No, I just whether they're happy for it as it's been described.
Okay,
So the structure is already there.
Yeah.
The main wooden frame.
Yeah.
It's a little bit questionable. And we were going to strengthen the frame and put shade cloth, and then the school also stipulated, the Ministry for Education, that they want, it has to have a foolproof roof. So in addition to the shade, we also have to put netting on the roof. And that's all right, it's not expensive, and that's all doable, it's all still doable. But yeah, the thing is, that there's some unknowns in terms of the lease and in terms of longevity of the project.
Okay.
I mean, how likely, through the chair, how likely is it that council will continue to support the project with financial budget? And is that just that's probably quite a tricky one to answer? So on the annual plan or the 3 long-term?
Through the chair, I think it's quite likely. We've just trimmed all our budgets. We've cut out annual bedding plants all over the place, and that one,
Basket survived.
the basket survived. And because I think Golden Bay doesn't get a huge amount in terms of little special things, so I can't see it folding, but it does depend on the volunteer.
And the volunteer is going to have to go to the office every time they go there and sign in and out. Is that kind of,
The contractor was going to donate a sprinkler system on a timer. So the need for him to have to go on to water every day or every second day won't be there.
Good.
So really, it'll just be the setup, which is done with the volunteers, the garden club. And I was hoping to get some school children involved in
Yeah,
the,
we also.
in the making of the baskets.
Yeah, definitely.
will the
I'd love that.
will the volunteers of the garden club have to be vetted?
That hasn't been said. They have to sign in at the office.
They wouldn't if they're not working with the children.
Right.
So if they were to work with the children, which would
Then
be,
then the school would do, the school policy would have to know.
Yes.
Better.
I mean, mostly it's the old lady, you know, elderly ladies.
I'm not, you know.
They're
that's- Okay,
Yeah,
all right. Okay,
Thank
so they'll hold that over.
maybe you could let us know by email the outcome tomorrow and moving forward.
Can we do any sort of vote in principle? Because I think this is the only way we're going to get the planting tunnels underway, and we have to.
I guess if we said something like the board support endorses the project, yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yes. I think
And then strongly encourage the
subject
board.
to, well, it's not even subject to, but
To be told.
recognising or noting. We say noting
Don't
that
put that.
there are still more negotiations with the Ministry of
Endorses,
Education.
yeah. Yeah, and strongly encourage.
Yeah.
Encourage the new, what do you call them, yeah, new board. To do the same. Sounds better. So we just need a mover and a seconder for the special projects report, so we didn't need to do them individually, sorry.
I'm happy to move up.
Grant, happy to move it?
Second.
Henry, all those in favour?
Aye.
Lovely. All right, board report. We got there. Board.
Excellent.
Thank you, Lynn, appreciate your, oh, Lynn, just a quick question, sorry, if we do. Oh, sorry, there's at the end of the section, there's a little pathway off to the left that goes along in front of someone's house from that reserve. Is that Esplanade Reserve or is that a private pathway?
that is Esplanade Reserve.
Excellent.
It was a result of the rock wall.
Yeah. Oh, but we couldn't decide, I think it's Esplanade, but we're not entirely, otherwise we have to get a little sign. But that's perfect, thank you. Thank you.
Chair, would it be through the chair, to the chair, would it be possible to just ask them a question of
Yes, let's ask
clarification
Lynn, what's
about another situation with trees?
to it?
Yeah, so at the, just below the rec park, where the tennis courts are, there's a row of
Alders, I think.
elders, that's right. And so there is interest in becoming some more of those, but apparently I think your response was that the community board would have to go on the agenda of the community board.
So you're
That's,
wanting,
yeah,
you're wanting a report
Yes.
on removing
Yes.
some or just to help me?
Yep.
Some or is there a preference? Some,
Or,
you want them all?
yeah, because they are a pest tree.
Okay, through the chair, what I was just going to say, I've just been at the golf course and I know they're going to want to remove some trees from there, and with these tree reports, it's easier for me to do two or three,
Yeah,
but
yeah, sure.
I'll see if that would work.
Thank you. Thanks for that, Chair.
Oh, where is it? Oh, it's all about the trees. Speaking for the trees. Excellent, thank you so much, Lynn, and just personally, I really appreciate it, all good time and support and answering my questions over the years, so thank you very much. It's been really, really good.
Thank you, thank you. It's been wonderful working with you and the wider board as
Thank
well,
you.
so thank you. So I can probably leave, or
Go
did
on
you
then.
want to,
We've got anything
in
else?
Village Green, anything?
I think we're okay. Actually, maybe just a minute. If you're trying, we can skip down and do the village green, actually, that's a really good point, thank you. So if we move into the board report, do you want us to move it second now after we talk about it? Yes, good. All right, well, I'll move the report be accepted and then we'll have a discussion, then we have a second and it's all good. So we'll skip down to the village green because Lynn's here and that's a
Yes.
very, very good idea. What number is it? Where are we?
Number 11.
Number 11, here we go,
Yes,
thank you.
11.
All right, so we talked to Lynn about having Grant running the green and managing that space at a workshop we had. Does that work?
Potentially it would work. I think it would work probably as a variation to your current lease. But it would only be for the Fridays and the Wednesdays, is that?
That's all the community want. And that's all I know. But, you know, I should declare my interest in this, obviously.
Yes.
I should have done that in the beginning, I forgot about that one. So, yeah, I do have a particular interest in that.
Yeah.
Well, it's through the chair, there's an interest, but at the same time, we're trying to come up with solutions.
Yeah.
So through the chair, so I don't know if the board would need to give an overview of the actual stalls that would be permitted there. I don't know if it's food, if it's, you know, do we need at some point to discuss the types of stalls?
Yeah, because just through the chair, recently there was something there with a whole lot of coffins.
Problem with it.
Coffin weaving,
Just 1 year.
which would be maybe not the right thing for that place, so it's an example that,
I wonder if they would.
It wasn't a stall,
necessarily
it was a
book the stall,
demonstration.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
demonstration.
gonna be
So
the tricky part. for
it's still a
whoever does it.
community event, which I think if you don't pay for it, you do have to book it. The big problem with anything that happens on that green is wet grass and people stomping on it. And after that particular event, there was a lot of mud at the front of the village green. That's still showing there, it's nearly 2 weeks later. So I think there has to be a little bit of policing, for the use of a better word, of the green just on a day-to-day use by people basis of, you know, it would have been easy just to have moved them onto the concrete and said, do it over here and don't trash the
Yeah,
grass
onto the stage,
Mm.
yeah.
onto the stage or next to the stage. It would have been so much easier than now having a muddy patch. So it's those kind of things. It's not just what we've been talking about in the past with how this can work as a commercial, non-commercial venture. It's about how you manage. There's a power box, for instance, that someone held the key for, and I don't know where that key is or who's got it, for events that were happening, like in the old days, the Mardi Gras, the one who used the power. The other one was the gazebo that was the straight stage cover. I thought I'm happy to try and track the thing down. I'm not sure who's got it or where it is, but it's a $1,300 gazebo which covers the stage.
Yeah, Dave Meyer might know.
Yeah, it's past his time.
Is that?
You've voluntarily. Yeah, anyway, it's just all those little things. Where that gazebo, when we do find it, where it lives, is in the council. Doesn't go to the council building, behind the council building, in our garage. You know, where the best. You know, there's a whole lot of questions. So I don't think that's just something we can simply move on today fully. I think it's still an open question, a whole of open questions.
Okay,
So through the chair, so my understanding was that the community events would still be managed, overseen by council through our booking system. And just the commercial side, so the Fridays over summer and the Wednesdays. Just for the record, Cocolito has been given approval to keep trading there because they're completely compliant in terms of the things we'd asked for in terms of indemnity insurance. So they've been told they can continue. But again, if we do a variation, when that transfers to you and what you charge for the management of stalls will be over to you, I guess.
Yeah, it's also the percentage going back to council as well, so there's always be a percentage going back to the council.
I'll just ask, sorry, through the chair, while the Village Green people were managing the Village Green, how did they manage that business of just day to day? Who's on there, who's doing what, and who's protecting the grass? Was it managed or?
It was managed through Mahua Social Services.
yeah,
So they had a part to play in it.
yeah, there was a sheet of paper at reception you could fill in.
Right.
And they would go in, as I recall, they would go down and check it sometimes.
Yeah, it
Go
was
and check it.
very,
That's what
it
their staff.
was very Golden Bay.
Yes.
I don't know how the payments went through for the people on the Friday. I think a few people probably got away with not paying.
Someone was meant to, when I was on the committee, they had it was someone's job to go around on a Friday and collect all the, but yeah, it's
Well, I
grant,
can tidy that
whether or not.
up.
Very Golden Bay.
Yeah,
All right, so where are we landing? Where are we landing?
so would we have a booking system through the council website, but also a sheet of paper at some of these organisations would go, maybe the council.
Well, so maybe that sheet of paper now sits with you. Ooh,
No.
no, just for Wednesday and Fridays.
Only Fridays.
Oh, only Fridays?
Oh, not Wednesday.
Not Wednesdays?
And Wednesday, sorry, no, Wednesday.
Well, has Cocolito got permission now for the Wednesdays?
Yeah.
So that's sort of,
Takes care of
But,
Wednesday.
so Robert, there's a possibility in the way it was set up that local businesses, local producers could be there. So for instance, it could be Ellis Creek Meats, it
yeah.
could be a local honey store, it could be a local seedling grower.
Yeah,
But it has to be local, and that was the criteria. So,
so do we just leave that with Lynn to amend that lease?
That's what I was saying before. I think the board might have to set the parameters
Okay.
of what is acceptable there.
Okay.
Do they want to continue in the same vein as
Okay.
what was occurring? Or because I think it has to be stated somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
What's allowable and what's not.
Yeah, so we'd have to come up with a, with that, but would it be, what form would that be in then? Would it just be, something, a document that would sit with the community board about, or would it be recommendation to council?
I think probably the community board could probably set that.
Yeah.
And then work with Grant to manage it.
I think we both need to go through the council, just to see the rules that maybe the community board come up with, that
Yeah,
that
recommendation
can
for the
be at
council.
least put back to council so that it's very
Just
transparent.
depends on our delegations, really, as to what community board delegation is. As to whether
Okay,
to go.
so that could be something for the new board.
Recommendation, that could.
I don't think we'll come up with it today, will we? Oh,
I think we probably could.
Yes.
could be an action. Yeah.
There's no reason why you can't have conversations and come up with an action.
Well,
Yes.
yes, because we did have the conversation with John as well, so okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. Get my pen out. Piece of paper.
Wednesday first. Or just in general?
So
In general first, no commercial activities at the green,
Wednesdays and Fridays.
but
Oh,
only
sorry.
on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Okay, so Wednesdays and Fridays, I don't need to write this program. I don't know why I'm writing.
Usage of the invitation to commercial activities, certain exemption for Wednesdays and Fridays.
So these are called rules. Rules for the.
I'm just, is it gonna be confusing for people to have two separate things, two separate ways of booking?
Hasn't,
And like, because
I would think so.
at the moment, yeah, at the moment, they're just better to have one point of contact, right? But does that, how does it sit for you?
Through the
Oh, I
chair.
guess it goes through the booking
So,
system.
yeah, for community events, for all of our research.
Yes.
Yeah. Goes
We
through
have
the
a
booking.
system. Now, I put a notice up on the notice board a couple of weeks ago to say, here are the steps through council. Here's the email address or phone or whatever. So if you're having a community event, you need to make.
To do this, okay.
So if somebody makes a booking and they turn up and somebody who hasn't made a booking is there, then that person who's made the booking would have the right yeah. the
Manage
right-
them all.
which is fine, but who's gonna be the person who then who comes in and says, no, I'm sorry, you have to leave? Is that the compliance
It
officer?
would have to be someone from council.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what
The
I
day,
agree.
Dave Bayers.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they book on a Wednesday or Friday, needs to go through grant,
So all commercial activity
to
will
grant.
go through.
That's fine, I can just put that onto my parents.
Perfect. And we want it to be local, is that what you're,
With the Wednesdays,
Wednesdays
so
for
Wednesdays,
local?
local produce, not just local crafts and arts, none of that, just local produce. It was originally organic, but
Right.
that actually limited it to one store for the last 3 years, so it hasn't quite worked. But local produce is what I would like to see, and we could put e.g. Seedlings, meat, cheese, etc.
So Grant, you would oversee, because some producers might have to have
Yeah.
health certificates.
Yeah, I do that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so depending on the food safety plans.
Okay, we've got, yeah.
So is it a simple rule
Is
for
it-
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Local
Yeah.
producer, local produce.
Yeah.
And you'd be the judge of whether or not they're not
Oh,
slipping in some tomatoes from
absolutely.
over the hill or something.
I'm sorry, I'm sure this pineapple wasn't grown in Golden All right,
Okay,
Okay,
so,
so Friday,
cool.
Friday, well, in the past, it's always been pretty open for people over the hill to come in with
Yeah.
Which is nice.
with stuff they've bought from, you know, Afghanistan or
or-
Bali or India or wherever,
Yeah.
as well as local soaps or,
Yeah,
or stuff, so. Yeah, and managing that is such that, you know, if some person every Friday morning turns up at 6 a.m. and gets to a prime spot, no. So it has to be managed a little bit more than just, has to be rotating, etc. So that's in the finer detail, not for this, but it does have to be kind of carefully managed. And
has to be fair.
yeah,
Has to be fair.
and again, the same applies with food safety and healthy food
Safety.
Yeah.
safety plans have to be in place where appropriate.
So is there anything, do we need to have anything in our rules about what we don't want on Friday?
No smoking, no vaping.
But in terms of commercial, because it's commercial on Friday, but in terms of commercial, do we need anything in our rules, you know, to actually make it easier so that you're not having to make a judgment call?
Yeah, well, it's family friendly, isn't it? And that comes down to things like alcohol and drugs and stuff. So that would just be I think a point on the rules. No cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, etc.
I don't think you're allowed to.
You're not allowed to anyway, but it's just a reason.
I don't think dogs are allowed on the green, are they?
No,
I
dogs are
believe.
allowed.
No.
No dogs are allowed on the green. You see them all the time, but they're not allowed there.
I know the Village Green Society did like not competing with local businesses. So that you're getting into shaky ground there, though, I think, but
Yeah, but it didn't actually work out that well, actually. In the last 5 or 6 years, there have been a lot of clothing stores there, which, coming from overseas, and there's already 3 clothing stores that are from overseas within when the whole idea of way they set it up was 2 things. One, no commercial activity during the week, so you can sit and feed the seagulls your fish and chips if you want without being disturbed, and be family friendly, etc., etc.
And it's a nice space to go and sit.
And exactly peaceful, when you're not getting bombarded by commercial people come and buy my stuff. And that was and also it was to safeguard the businesses of Golden Bay, that they who pay rates in the area day in, day out, don't get kind of hammered by fly-by-nighters, for use of a better word. So, there's those safeguards which I think are
Oh,
important.
yeah, I don't know, Grant, you would manage the hours that they were there, wouldn't you, on the Wednesday and Fridays?
Yeah, I don't think there'd be a bit too early to stay at time, but usually, well, it depends. In the latest
And
summer,
there's some when it's still
some of them
light
go
and
right through
beautiful.
until about 5 o'clock, 6
Oh,
o'clock in
that's
the evening. Yeah, if they really want to do that,
And if there was going to be, an important community event on one of those days, then
Then-
we'd be able to say
it's going to be.
that there's not going to be anybody allowed on
Absolutely.
Village Green because of such and such happening.
Perfect.
Yeah, so, and community events take precedence over stalls.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Well done.
And stalls need to be booked.
Anything?
Well, I guess there'd be perhaps potentially a fair bit of crossover in that space with the community event. Often they have fundraising, sausage sizzles and things, so that would,
Yeah, because that throws up all sorts of different rules. You can have a sausage sizzle without food safety stuff, because that's a fundraiser.
yeah.
So, it's a kind of it's a funny double standard. Yeah, you can poison somebody having a kids raffle for raising funds, but you can't if you're.
Raising funds for yourself.
I know. Yeah, I
Cool.
know.
All right, so are we happy with those, Ro? Could you just read that back for? Oh, they're up on. Oh, they're not up on.
Copy and paste them, I can copy and paste them.
Be
At the
great,
moment,
thank
they're very wordy.
And of course, this all depends on whether I can get extension.
yeah, that was going to be my next question. So if the board agrees with these rules, and given summer is right there, so I don't know, is it from Labour weekend to Anzac? That's usually our summer.
Yeah, I start the village market at the beginning of October, but I'm actually more than happy to, I'd rather see it Labour weekend, so it's a very clearly defined time till Easter. Labour to Easter is.
Till Easter, we
That's
have Easter.
So what's the relevance of this to the
The Fridays.
on Fridays?
Over what period of time?
Oh, is it only summer?
Yeah,
Oh, I see, I didn't realise that. It's only summer.
For the Fridays, but the Wednesdays are.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Right.
I think it was all year round, potentially in the past,
I think it should be.
but Well, let's have a quiet time. I personally think
Yes,
it's
I agree, yeah.
nice to have that break. You know,
And-
it's about finding a balance. I know some
And
people
plus,
just hate the idea of any stalls on the street. anytime.
and plus over the winter, it does seem to be showing more damaging for the grass.
Yeah,
Right. Not specific
Oh.
ones, just notes.
yeah, I'm wondering about the grass damage.
Yeah, that will be up to you to manage, Grant.
Yeah.
You'll be making decisions.
Oh,
if
no, I will
it's-
be, don't you
yeah.
worry.
Could even build in a bond, maybe grant, or if you damage the grass, you will be paying for something.
Yeah, I think that would be more likely to happen with like what happened last a couple of weeks ago in the demonstration of Coffin Lake, the Willow, but Coffin Lake, which was a great idea. But it's a free event, so how can you put it on?
True.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, maybe
We
just
can actually do that.
Can we put it in the,
booking.
can we put it on the booking sheet about rain and damage on the rain, if that's possible for, within 5 days of rain, or I don't know, if has to have some sort of water, some moisture measurements.
I know that sorry, through the chair, but the reserves officers actually can make the call with the sports fields
Right.
as to whether or not actually they're too wet and that, yeah.
Yeah, and all they have to do is ring somebody in the bay and say, how's the green? We've got an event coming up in 2 days' time. Is it going to work?
So do we say that that council reserves the right
Yep.
to not allow an event because the ground is too wet?
Event or market.
And basically, but it's green closure,
But yeah,
due to weather,
yeah.
could be strong wind.
Yeah. In which case, I wouldn't allow gazebos there at all.
Yeah. To close? No?
To cancel or to.
Oh, it's
Return
every,
bookings.
right, yeah, I see what you're saying. Right.
Yeah. Jerry.
You just subject to weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, subject to it. And damage to the turf.
Yeah. And potential damage. Perfect. Is everybody happy with those?
I think just go up, read to your bookings thing, right. You've got their booking system through council website. But we were going to say that bookings for commercial activity went direct to grant.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So community bookings,
Yeah.
community non-profit bookings, although, because, someone selling cupcakes for the Bill Guides is. Or community,
Community bookings.
community, just leave it community bookings.
But if someone turns up on a Wednesday, on a Tuesday, with a massage chair and starts doing massages, that's not
Community
probably
bookings.
within the remit.
No, it's not.
And-
So it's just those things.
Unless they're doing them for free and they've got.
Who's gonna actually,
through the
see
council
that
website.
happening and say, no,
I mean, that's
my
commercial,
that's mine.
commercial
Oh,
support.
I trust that those,
Yeah.
someone, those in the
From Monday,
community
Tuesdays
will-
and Tuesdays, Fridays,
But also council staff.
yeah, and
As
it's
well.
Tuesdays and Fridays.
And
if they agree. So
And
they
yeah,
don't have to go
community
through
bookings all
too
other
much to
days.
agree with those
bus-
staff.
and it's just a word on buskers,
Yes, buskers.
buskers. Is it commercial? Or does it fit under the parameters of just limited use or open use?
I think if they're not,
Where's
It's
that?
covered by an existing bylaw.
Yeah.
Got an existing bylaw
Yeah.
for busking.
So can we just sort of say, refer to bylaw?
You could probably stay silent on it because the bylaw would cover it.
Okay.
I don't know what's in the bylaw, I have to say, but I remember us discussing it at council, so one exists. Yeah, it's permitted activities bylaw, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think it's in trading in public places.
Yeah,
Right.
So I think you can stay silent in terms of your rules.
Yeah.
So we don't want to discourage, the kids with their violins and stuff.
Oh, I would encourage the bagpipes, just to annoy people, but no, seriously.
Drums.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, drums and bagpipes.
And banjos. This is fair banjo too.
Drums are really bad. For, busking. That's really.
So
Head flippers.
is it your intention with these rules that now you want to confirm the delegation of the community board? Either to progress with these or to propose that council enforce them? If we've noted down the rules, what do we want to do with them now? Because I'm not clear as to whether or not the delegation exists for.
I think we should ask council.
Need to just ask.
Yeah. I think
Might
we should
be
ask
run past
council.
governance,
Yeah.
right, because if you do have the delegated authority to do this, then you can just get on and do it.
Yeah.
If you don't, then there need to be a referral paper go to council
Okay.
or the ops committee, environment reg, one of those, council or committee anyway,
Something.
someone that has got the delegated authority.
Lovely.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
Thank you.
check whether we might be able to.
You might be able to do it.
Might be able to,
I'm
or
just not familiar with the
Yeah.
delegations.
I don't know that we have, because it always used to be able, anyway, I'm not sure.
I suspect not.
Yeah, I suspect.
I was going to say the other, I suspect so, but.
Oh, really? You'll have a better idea
No,
than
no,
me,
not
Steve.
about this, not about submitting
Like,
delegations.
I just felt like the village green committee society always went to council. Like, we had a rep, but they always, but anyway, I could be wrong, could be
So
misremembering.
this is to be clarified.
But this will be clarified, and these will be a good
And
start.
I do know too, there were additional authority granted to the community boards. Remember when we had the conversation about a local board?
Yes.
And as a consequence of that, there were additional authorities granted, but I can't remember what they are. So we need to check.
Yeah, I can't
We
remember.
need
the
to
very much
check,
sort of
we
thing.
need to check regardless.
Yeah.
actually, For the new board.
Yeah, we do actually, to be clear
So
for
we
for
can't,
you guys,
can't-
the next one.
so can we not pass, we can't pass this and sort of check?
No.
Can
No.
we pass it?
We can pass it in principle.
Pass it in principle.
Yeah, it would be good to have it sort of as a complete package, and then pending the.
Yeah. It just slips through, yeah.
And then it can
Pass
be,
it subject to
yeah,
clarification
then it can be in
of your
place.
authority.
That's the one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve, that's good wording.
Perfect.
The community will be very happy about.
Good, all right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. Watch out for the wind, it seems to have died down a bit now though, so. Oh, no, just a little bit.
Rose, it should
Traffic
be
lights.
passing subject to
So many
clarification
traffic lights.
of your delegated rights to do so.
Mash has gone to sleep, okay.
Delegated authority to do so.
So if you did have the authority, then we can just get in and get the variation up. and-
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Awesome, thanks,
Just go to Margot. or something.
Margot, yeah. We've already touched on it, yeah.
Cool, all right.
Okay,
So that confirmation can come back in the minutes, which
Awesome.
means that you can wrap it all up effectively with this meeting, rather than having to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Because
fantastic.
of course, it's the chances of getting a referral to the next council meeting, which is their last council meeting,
Slim to none.
slim to none.
Slim to none.
Because it's next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
and then
None
after
of
the
us are that
elections, when's,
It's a
How
tough
far
agenda,
away
it's a
is-
tough agenda after the elections, because we're confirming all of those
Could
things.
you put it through environmental regulatory, which is the first of October, right?
Possibly, if that's where the authority sits,
Yeah,
but
it is.
this is the best way is to, you never know, you might have,
Yeah.
you might have the authority to do it anyway.
All right, thank you.
I won't vote on that.
So, well, it's, so what's,
Well,
I think Min's free. I think we said that free. And I was just gonna say, it's 2:10, we've got a little bit more to go. Do we want to have a quick break and have a water, have a stretch, or do we just push through? Keep going? Right, let's push through.
Keep going.
Pushing through. Thanks, Lynn. Pushing through. We're gonna finish strong. All right, thanks so much, Lynn. Oh,
You don't. Oh.
there we go. Okay, public forum, no action required. There's just information from the skills.
Yeah.
August presentation, so.
Oh, sorry, with the,
Oh, sorry.
sorry, Skills Park, yeah, we, clarification on, the relationship between Fonterra and council over the plan.
So who's following that through?
So, well, I'm following it through as a councillor and.
Lucas, Carl and Steve will be as well on behalf of
Yes,
us.
so I can report back to this committee.
Great.
Yep.
Excellent. Now, the project Strum.
So
It looks like the request has gone to full council as well, so now it's able to be considered by council, so it's just stepped it out of our hands really, so. It'll be interesting to watch. I don't know whether we put a recommendation that we support. He gave us several options.
through the chair, they did do a presentation, pretty much the same as our one, to the full council. I know that this Friday, they are speaking with another provider who has microwave access across the hill, and there'll be a bit more information to see if we can have an alternative. So they're still working on alternatives that are easier and / cheaper
Okay,
than
all right.
than alternative to course.
So it's a watch this.
So watch the space. It's
Okay.
still ongoing.
All right, so, and then the next bit's the, Bex also spoke about Bridges Hollow and the Waitapu Splash. So it's NZTA, Robert,
Yeah, I think, I was just thinking about it after I listened to the presentation, and it is NZTA, but really it's not just lobbying them to do it, it's actually a policy change.
Yeah.
Because they're fixed by their funding criteria, whereas they don't have resilience policy or anything
Policy.
like that, so it's actually a policy change, not just
Mm,
lobby them to do it.
Through the chair, does that mean that we, as a community board, lobby them? And or write them a letter, NZTA, and say, look, this is what your policy is, and would you consider it for remote areas like this with there must be more than just us in the whole of New Zealand that have this stuff. So
or do we go through our reps?
I think the community board, there's no question about getting NZTA to change the policies. Absolutely no question, forget about that. But certainly, I think it's effective for the community board to write to NZTA. To actually ask about what, propose a solution and ask whether or not this can be, addressed.
Potentially could be a variation, they've got their set policy, but given our extenuating circumstances.
They have ways around that
Yeah.
policy.
So it could be like my last
Next
official, my last official action.
And also there is the Regional Transport Committee.
Yeah.
Of which NZTA is a part of that committee. So,
We could CC them in.
yes,
Those two, I'll word something up, right?
and then I can speak to that at the committee.
Cool, awesome, okay, we'll call that a good plan. Right, visitor promotions, there's a little bit of information there. And I understand that they've been talking to John and that's all in hand. Any comments, additional?
there is a recommendation, but there's no motion. We get a motion to say.
This is a recommendation.
Recommendation.
Where's your recommendation?
Well, if you endorse the report, if you see the report.
Yeah, you've endorsed that. Okay. Going back, okay, and I will step out for a sec. Craig, can you
Right,
take over?
so the Santa Parade, which we know is very important for Golden Bay, and we're actually targeted, and we're actually pretty lucky to be partially funded for that. from council. The work centre said no, they've stepped away from it, and so I believe that the Arts Council have decided they'd really love to do it. I'm more than happy to support that.
Mm.
'Cause I think, you know, they'll do a splendid creative job of it. That's got nothing to do with the decorations. We've lost in the past, but I think Santa Parade is probably the most important, one of the bigger events for people. They all bring their kids into town on that Saturday, and yeah, so I'm fully for it.
Through the chair,
Yes,
has the Arts Council actually said that they will do it?
There's a
They have.
proposal
They have
attached.
given,
yeah, thank you.
yeah, just want to make really clear
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that.
no, the Arts Council have definitely put a proposal in and are very keen to do it. It'll be different than it's been done before, but it'll be still the same as well.
All right, awesome. Sorry.
Other thoughts around it? Okay,
Not very good at shuffling.
are we,
So the traffic management,
yep, that's all been taken care of. There's a
Sorry.
budget for that.
No, it's just, yeah, fully supportive. I think it's a great idea, and it's great that the Arts Council have stepped up.
I hope the Arts Council have the ability to go around the businesses in Tāpeka and get extra funding for extra bits and pieces, because, you know, its success depends on the extra money. And that's what Motueka and Richmond do. They don't have any council funding. It all comes from, and I know the budget for Motueka in their last agenda was showing, the budget was showing about 30,500 for the Motueka one. 6 or 7 of that was road closure. We've got a guarantee, I think, of 2 years before it can change. So I think, you know, we'll have to relook at it in a couple of years. But for now, I'm more than happy to support it. But I really suggest when we write that back to Arts Council that we suggest strongly they look for extra/alternative funding. That would be my recommendation to them.
All right, shall we move on?
yes,
Lovely. The Poetry Rock. So I've had some communication with Helen, who is unhappy with our decision. So I asked her to give her absolute non-negotiables, and basically it was the same as last time. So there's no willingness to, willingness is probably not the right word for her, but there's no room for movement for her. I suggested we place a sign up, but she didn't want any additional signage. So I'm a little stuck.
Lynn's not here actually.
Well, I mean, Lynn's given us all the information last time.
I
The
know.
rocks are placed there specifically to stop access to the beach on quad bikes. The sign has been placed there specifically to stop access to the beach by vehicles. It's all very thought out.
Through the chair, can we perhaps do some plantings around those rocks? Would that be of help? We recommend that they actually put plantings in around those rocks so that the rocks are a little hidden by harakeke or whatever we decide to put there. There'll still be beach access. We leave it at where beach access is now, but just where those rocks are.
To make it a little less clearing and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it just soften the impact of the rocks.
that won't make any difference to.
Won't make any difference to Helen.
No, I don't think so.
And from my point of view, I feel that the rocks don't diminish the effect of the poetry rock. I don't think they do. And there has to be room, it's public space, so there has to be room for other things as well. Signs and.
Okay, So I propose we go back to Helen and say, we've discussed it, we've gone back and forth. Unfortunately, we can't remove the signage, we can't remove the rocks.
We can't diminish or remove other things that are there which have a purpose.
Or do
Have
that.
another purpose. One is to prevent vehicles from accessing the beach in order to not disturb the nesting birds. There's a sign there to inform people about coastal birds.
Yeah.
And they all have their own purpose.
Okay, I will email her and reiterate that.
Your email could note that you've reached an impasse, but if she has got some other ideas that the new board might like to consider.
Yeah.
So you can leave it open for her to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a nice gentle way of,
Saying it's, we've tried to meet your requirements, we can't come to an agreement.
but it's
So
not,
you set that aside, if you've got something else you want to talk about.
Please
in
bring
the
it,
future,
yeah.
bring it.
lovely.
We're not shutting the door on.
No, absolutely not. And maybe someone in the community might come forward with a solution as well, so.
Softening with harakiki.
Yeah.
Is that an option?
Yeah, we could say that's softening the rocks, yeah. That's it, and maybe if the other rocks were more disguised, it would give her rock prominence.
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah. Okay.
Soften the impact.
Yeah, nice, okay. We've done dog signage, a little bit about little baby penguins, baby blues. It's a bit sad. Right, the tidal channel,
Can we get that, sorry, just go back to the penguins through the
Penguins?
chair. Can we just, do we get that report about the penguins come back to us?
about how they died.
Yeah, just so that
Take an action that you do,
an action that we can, that's
because it'll
all.
come back to council,
Yep.
so.
Cool, thank you.
Great. Penguins. So there's going to be a presentation on the tidal channel at Pupilna for the future community board. There's a little bit of information about gravel for us. Any questions or comments about the gravel? We've done the village, oh, sorry, go back.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the extraction of the gravel is it's linked to the contractors. So I would like to see, I mean, it's just a suggestion that there be more dialogue between council and contractors than the board can actually be part of it.
That would help with the understanding and the, yeah, it's good, good. Yeah. Okay.
Because, we have had the situation, the council has said that they were happy for gravel to be taken off certain beaches under their global consent, but it's getting a contractor to actually take that up completely and total is another matter again. Yeah. Because, the contractors have got their limitations as well, has to be profitable for them. So we're getting a situation where it's not being done because a contractor doesn't see it as a commercial benefit, but council needs it to maintain the rivers for flooding management. So there's sort of misalignment here.
Be opened up to other, there's quite a few contractors who would probably be open to making shingle, gravel.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, any other gravel comments? No, you've done the village green, so that's great. A little bit about the incoming Golden Bay Community Board. Hopefully these minutes in the workshop will serve as a really good guide. We've had a really robust meeting, really robust workshops. So we want to wish the candidates all the best. It's a little bit of a blurb from me, just to thank you. I've really enjoyed my time. Really appreciated working with everyone from the staff to past members, to you guys. It's been fabulous. Does anyone else want to jump in?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
You got the front. I got that.
as Deputy Chair, having worked with you for 9 years, Abby, I really
Not
appreciate
me, everybody.
Yeah, well, for 9 years I've worked with you, have worked with these guys.
No,
for 9
true.
years, talking about
It's
you
newbies.
specifically, you get James and wriggle out of this. Yeah, it's been great to have your leadership and moving forward, we're going to be. It'd be interesting to see how the new board is without you, because you've become quite a stalwart in the on the board, and you've been through all sorts of trials and tribulations. It's not easy being the chair, and certainly when the deputy chair has to worry about things all the time, texts you at midnight.
Good, without those things would have slipped through, so we've been a really good team.
So thank you for that.
I'd just like to add my thanks on behalf of the Mayor and the Council. Tim couldn't make it over today. But certainly if we reflect back on the last 9 years, the path for the Golden Bay Community Board has not always run smooth, as we know. But certainly the last 3 years have seen a significant change in the emphasis and the matters that the board has been turning their mind to. And I think that will be seen by the community. So we are really grateful to you for your leadership of the board and what it is you've done. 9 years is a long time. And whilst we extend our thanks to all of the members for their service and for those who are leaving the board, the council particularly wants to recognise yours, Abby. So,
Thank you. I appreciate
with that in mind,
Oh,
what
wow.
we did for you on behalf of the council.
Hang on, wait a minute. Why wasn't I told about this?
Oh, my goodness.
Which you can expose.
Oh, wow. That's a bit special. Thank you.
No, do you know what? Just back up there, get Stevens the photo as well.
Wow.
You're a board councillor, you should be up here too, Celia.
No, you're. Gosh, that's very, very special.
We tilt it down a bit, that's it. Great, thanks.
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I've had so
I
much
think
support.
you were looking down, you weren't looking
Oh,
up. Okay, that's very good. Great, thanks.
I've had so much support and, oh, wow, yeah, so much support from staff, the board members. Wow, that's stunning.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so much support that without the support of staff and everyone, so thank you. Wow, that's amazing. It really is. Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I do that, only you and I can't move or second because we're still down. Look, I'm finally getting it.
I can't move it.
Oh, you can't either.
I'll move.
Oh,
We can't move.
that's amazing.
Oh,
Oh, no, we didn't do the actions, did we? Is that part of the board report? This is not.
That actually, hang on, there's a point, because
Oh,
three of
the
us
three
can't
can't
vote.
vote, does it
only
pass?
two Doesn't.
Oh, whoops.
Well, hang on, but
Unless you're specific with different things. I can't.
That's the only
The,
way.
the board,
That's
yeah,
right.
we're gonna have to go back.
Go back and.
Oh.
so it's a little bit.
I mean, take Village Green
Yeah.
as one part and then the rest of it is the other.
Easy.
Yes,
Yes,
good idea.
it's the best way to divide it up.
Yeah.
The, yes, okay. So the village green. I know, hung up on a technicality. Oh, yes, actually, could we go, but since we haven't closed it yet, could we, we welcome the incoming board. Could we make a plea to council that it's so important to have a senior manager here with us, supporting us.
There's no, I want to point out, there's no decision being taken that there won't be. We have had difficulties sometimes with community boards, as you know, I've talked about some of the relationships that we have had in the past with this one. And what that sometimes means is that the focus then becomes on that particular person to solve all of the problems of council. And actually, as you know, Kim Drummond is very well placed, or was very well placed, to represent all of the things that he knew about.
Yes.
And the role that he had within council meant that his knowledge and understanding went quite broadly, particularly in those matters that concern people in the region, like consenting and access and those sorts of things. In my case, I don't have such a broad understanding of what goes on at council. And whilst I can still sit in this chair and have this in this seat and have this role, I won't necessarily be able to answer all of the questions all of the time, and that becomes frustrating sometimes for community and for members.
Not necessarily.
No.
It means that you just take it back to staff and you give us some, so you put it on hold. You don't, if you don't know the answer, that's fine.
Yes, it may be fine for some, it's not fine for all. So, and my experience with a different community board when that is a difficult situation to navigate. However, I don't disagree with you that it's important to have senior leadership representation. So that's something that we'll be discussing as we approach the new triennium. There's been no decision made that there shouldn't be an ELT member here.
Right.
I wonder if it's an opportunity for learning. It's a learning opportunity for what we call our senior leadership team, which is the next echelon down, or maybe both. I equally don't think that it is appropriate that the only council representation on community boards is the governance officers, because it puts them in an affiliates position.
It puts them in a very tricky position.
So I hear what you're saying, and you're not the only board to have only got two community boards. So our other community board is keen to see leadership representation as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it's a huge time commitment for the council, for the leadership team, but it also just showed the value that the council puts on the community board. So it's a show of faith.
Points well made.
Just through the chair, I think one of the important things is if this goes, if we have if they have a senior leadership representation, then that actually should be there should be on a day where it doesn't take them away. It means that if the board changes its day of meeting, which is one of the reasons why we changed to Mondays, past I believe, is that 9 o'clock in the morning we used to have on Mondays. We changed it because there's a senior management leadership team meeting on that Monday at 1 o'clock. So we need to also take that into account.
Absolutely.
That has to take into account for the future board as to when is the time is. Always.
No, we'll have a conversation with you. Oh yeah. I think she gets back on the 8th of October.
So we need to go back and separate out our separate mover and seconder, don't we? Yeah. We just need to verbalise it. Let us know when you're ready, right?
Friday.
You want to separate the centre program as well? Yeah.
So into village
Notes the
centre.
rules.
That's what, that's the, usage of the road form.
Yeah.
So should you do voting on this if you're going to take it?
Well.
I know, it's just,
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
one.
number 3 is that we need to be having clarification of delegations.
And,
rules
The village green.
subject to delegated authority.
And well, we've got to actually get clarification on what the
Yeah.
delegated authority
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
The absence of which will require council.
Or the draft rules for the village green may be subject to.
Yeah.
delegated authority instead of, maybe.
And maybe.
Yeah.
Village green,
That's the draft
maybe.
rules.
Maybe subject to delegated authority.
Yeah, that's right. Perfect. Right.
Okay, well, I'm happy to move that one. We have a seconder for that one.
I can second that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're second.
Yeah.
Robert, we'll do Robert just in case it goes to council. Robert,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all those in favour?
Aye.
Yeah, right. And then the Santa Proba.
Have you got somewhere that Grant is?
Yeah, we noted that in the interest, I think.
Yeah. Just need to note that.
Yeah, I can put in notes. As
Yeah.
well.
Strictly speaking, Rose, the receipt of the report should come first, but we can tidy that up.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Receipt of the report and then the vote in part on the resolutions, yeah.
Okay, so that vote.
Probably make the next bit would just be the remainder of the report.
So use the board report.
So it's the remainder of the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah.
To the leftover bits.
Are we,
We've got to do the Santa Proba too.
But there's enough people.
Yeah, you can approve the rest of the.
Oh, we can, we've got the Santa
Yeah,
report.
it's
It's just
just-
us
it's
two.
just-
It was just the whole, yeah. No, good call. Thanks, Henry.
Having you two abstain.
Yeah.
I'll tidy it, we'll finish the wording.
That's the problem with God. As soon as you're finished, you're late.
so many details.
I'll move it.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, we're all good. I think everyone's happy. Right. So that's, that I'll just pass back to Robert and Dave. No? Have I missed something?
What about the,
Oh, the action report.
action report?
Good lord. There's a couple.
Sorry, Abby.
No, it's good. So the village green one can come off. The farmers across the farmers across the Arthur
Yeah.
Marble Aquifer are going to present at a future meeting.
Just, has everybody seen the letter from Federated Farmers supporting the idea of not having a border conservation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to?
I think we should, yeah, I think wait till they come to the meeting, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, opportunities for consultations is a standing item in the board report. Is ongoing. Martin Doyle mentioned for the new board. Progress the request from engagement with emergency staff and progressive, that'll be a matter for the new board as well. The grant reburn action can come off. Restricted, yeah, because that's the village green. Report back village green, come off. I guess,
Helen can come off now.
well, it's kind of ongoing because I'm reporting back again, so maybe leave it on. I'll just CC Rowan, I'll make sure I CC Rowan to the new board. Jamie McPherson to email the writers from Golden Bay Community. Do we know if he's done that?
Yeah, we talked about it, right?
Yes, so I talked about it with Jamie and I recirculated the information that was provided in the board report, just in case they didn't see the.
I
agenda.
did see that, thank you,
So
yes, I
then
did.
that can come off. And how to engage as well.
There's a small sign. How's that going? I know Jess has been away, hasn't she?
Yeah, I followed up with the customer service staff and they said that they were gonna progress that tonight, but I will give them a wee reminder. I just went back busy things, she'll break some things as well.
Yes, and the Shannon Green item can come off.
Cool.
And that brings us to one more thing.
I'm just making a comment about the emergency management and the formal evacuation plan. It'll be interesting to see what, for the new board to see what that looks like, because when you think about the evacuation plan, and if it's meant to be going up to the Rec Park Centre, obviously they
And
could
they
try and
can't
loop
get there
in
from Bridges
NZTA to say
Yeah,
our
actually,
access is actually blocked
yeah, and
by
so,
Bridges Hollow.
and last time actually Glenview Road went out as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's hard to get around Cassidy's corner
Yes,
sometimes
it's
as
very
well.
hard.
It's very tricky.
Yeah, just through the chair in relation to that, I did raise that with Jamie, Transport Manager, and he said he wasn't prepared to include from East Tufnell Road, Glenview Road as being
An
optional,
alternative.
An alternative,
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Okay, well, that will help immensely
yeah, just a thought.
as a point.
So I know the fire brigade also has concerns about that.
Thank you. All right, I'll pass over to Steve and Ro, thank you very much as well for
Okay,
stepping in and supporting the board. I'll pass over to,
e karakia whakamutanga. Kia ora te marina, kia whakapapa whananu te moana, aroha atu, aroha mai, tēnā tata, tēnā tata, tēnā tata katoa.
thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, that's